Hey y'all, it's Tina and Heather, and we're here. Oh wow, we're here to share some stuff, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of fun.
We're gonna be doing some energy psychology, and before we jump into that, since it's our first time, we want to bring everybody up to speed.
Yeah.
So Heather's gonna share some highlights from, we just figured it out. It's been a year, of course, like this synchronous moment. We've been trying since July to kind of coordinate this, and all the pieces didn't fall into place until now. Of course, now that it's like, time for renewal. Okay. So I'm so excited.
Yes.
To share your story with everybody. So I'll let you take it away.
Okay, so yeah, it's been a year. It's been a pretty tumultuous year. When I found you, I was a member of a religion that I wasn't finding connection in anymore, and I hadn't been for a long time. I'd been struggling. I didn't feel the connection to the divine energy anymore, so I was looking for that. And I was really struggling with old habits that I had gained from my parents of just aggression and impatience and defensiveness, so much defensiveness, and I just couldn't shed it for anything. I tried for years to shed it and started with that's not me, that's everybody else, that's not me, until I realized that I was a common denominator. And so I went seeking, and I found you, and I just immediately went like all out, just jumped right in and started doing statements so just constantly. And
so you came to the muscle testing class, right?
I did. That was what started.
And you started doing email sessions first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I did email sessions. It was a long time before I did a face-to-face. I started with email sessions just because I knew that I was just like, let's go. So I did that, and right away I started like getting all of these shifts, and it became apparent within just a few weeks that some major shifts needed to happen in my life. There were major things that were out of alignment in my life, and so... And
so this is our disclaimer moment that like sometimes when you start this work, well, pretty much always, when you start this work, a lot of things in your life will kind of get like thrown up in the air, right? Of like, okay, I got to examine this. Like I got to look at all sides of it, right?
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, really looking back on it, I realized that there were so many things that were out of alignment, that in order for things to go into alignment with what I wanted in my heart, with what I wanted for my life, for my children, things needed to change. The life that I was living was not working. And that also included my marriage and the person that I had chosen to be my partner when I didn't know myself. And so as I started to find myself, it was becoming very clear that I had chosen a wonderful person, but not somebody who was right and in alignment with me and what I want in my life. And so my marriage dissolved, and
no, it didn't just dissolve. You took some action.
Yes, I definitely I took action. I took very empowered action. I was afraid to look at it at first because I knew it was coming. I had known in the back of my mind for years that it was coming, and I really felt it coming when I started doing this work, but I was afraid to look at it. And once I did this clearing statements around it and realized my power to make the decisions, that was it. And that path felt so empowering and so clear and so just amazing. And after that, I started like building my own business, and so many things started shifting. And then, we started this in August, and by like December, January-ish, I had all kinds of things relationship-wise kind of like blow up with an old twin flame that had come into my life. And I got to a point in that relationship where we were just constantly triggering each other back and forth, and all of my triggers were triggering all of his triggers. And I reached out to Christina and I was like, I'm so completely lost right now. Like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, I felt like I couldn't trust my intuition and like so many things. Just once again, everything was just kind of thrown up in the air. And we did some balancing and everything fell back down into place. And within a span of 2 weeks after that balance, my entire personality just shifted. And I became this person that I had always seen myself being. And I just...
Yes. Okay, so more high fives on that. Oh my gosh. Was that after the core belief balance?
Yes.
Or the life bonding? Okay.
That was the life bonding balance.
I can't remember which one we did first.
We did the core belief balance first.
Okay.
And then we did the life bonding balance. And the life bonding balance, no. Oh, goodness.
That I know. It's hard to, they kind of, yeah, you did them kind of close together, but, and they're very like, I don't know, they both work on our root and our foundation so much that it's kind of the same.
Because I think we did them like one, and then the next month we did the next one.
Yeah, it was
happening during that time. And I was exploring my self-worth, setting boundaries. I was literally exploring every boundary that I had set in my life, from the religion that I chose and the decisions that I made within that religion, and relationship-wise, and the decisions and boundaries that I had placed on myself because of the religion and because of society's expectations. And I really had to examine, and that relationship triggered me to examine every single one of those to figure out where my boundaries were. And I came out of it with such a clear understanding of who I am, where my boundaries are, the things that I want and need out of a partner. And after that, then I started learning and really exploring myself and my self-love and how to find happiness and how to fill my own cup and find that love and all of those things myself. And still working on expression of boundaries and things like that. And all the while we were working on my wealth frequency and my boundaries, my limiting beliefs around that. And that's one that we continue to work on now. And that's actually a limiting statement that I have a limiting belief around that I realized that we totally skipped over this entire time, that's been limiting me the entire time. So all of the pieces though, everything was thrown up in the air, and I felt like I was lost during that time. And then within, that lasted maybe a week or two. And then everything just started to fall into place, and like all my little stepping stones became clear, and that relationship just completely ended abruptly. And I was just like, oh, I looked back even after a week and was just like, holy wow, that I see exactly all of the healing that just happened there. And I just had this immense appreciation for this crazy, chaotic relationship.
Yes. Oh my God. That is a huge, huge thing.
And it happened so immediately and so effortlessly. All of these things, it's amazing that the way that we do this. I remember specifically that there was a situation that came up where this person had done something that really it was a hard boundary for me. And I remember usually I would have lashed out and I would have been angry and I would have, and how could you do this? And why don't you care about our relationship? This is a hard boundary. Like usually that's how I would have reacted, but I just very naturally, for the very first time, went inward, and I was just really quiet. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, I need to process this. And I even told him I need to process this. And he was like, this is different.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, this is different. Like, okay, this is good. But it just became my natural response. There was no struggle to it. And I've seen since then so many things that there was a time where I was like, I can't tell you how I'll respond to this because I know that I've changed and I haven't experienced that thing yet. And I don't know how.
And this new expanded version of myself that is, still, I'm getting used to it. And all the people around us have to get used to it. And sometimes they don't react nicely. Sometimes they get really mad that we're not playing back into those old patterns and those toxic, ways that we used to interact with people. So that's another disclaimer when you start doing this work. Sometimes the people around you, because you do get clear on your boundaries. You're like, you know what? That's not okay with me anymore. You know what? It was the whole rest of my life. I allowed you to abuse me in that way, and I'm not going to allow that anymore. Yeah. And a lot of times they don't like that.
Yeah. No, they don't. Well, because
that answer is not
They
and
had
so
a
they
certain
lash out
relationship
and
with
they,
you, and that's
yeah.
changed. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So sometimes that happens, but
yeah.
you know, mostly it is positive because you did have a lot of people say, wow, I've noticed the change
Yes.
in you. You're so much happier, lighter. What did they say? Like,
My sister and my best friend, and I mean my mom too, but it's always so, you know. But my sister and my best friend were like, God, you're you, but you're more you than you've ever been. Like, and these are people that have known me my entire life through all of my ups and downs and trying to find myself and, you know, all of the steps that I've taken along the road. And they're like, you are more you than you've ever been. They're like, I don't even know how to, like, they couldn't even put their finger on it. They're just like, they loved it. They're just like, this is crazy. And they wanted to know about it.
yay, you're the
So,
youiest you've ever
the
been.
youiest me that
I don't
I've
know
ever
if that came from Dr. Seuss or not, but it
been. It
feels
sounds
like
like it.
Dr.
The
Seuss.
youiest you that you've ever been. I love it. I'm totally going to post that as one of my, like, deep
I know,
thoughts.
we need to do, there's a Dr. Seuss font you can use, and we should just like,
Oh, I'm going to do it. Actually,
no,
I'm going to
we
tell
should look it up because he might have actually said something about being the youiest. I don't know. Oh no, it's on Nickelodeon.
Is it?
Moose and Z. Tristan listens to that.
Well, I'm going to give that to my friend Nicole to put in a Dr. Seuss font because
You
she's
can
awesome.
be your youiest. That's what the song says. Yeah,
I love
it came out of my subconscious somewhere. I knew. You can be your
Yeah, I love it.
youiest.
You're youiest. Yeah.
Yes.
So they took notice. And, you know, through this whole time, you know, I am just like, I had been learning, you know, to find my authenticity and to express my authenticity and to, you know, just find my happiness and follow my happiness and find my intuition and trust it and just feeling into that. And in the meantime, I'm not answering that. I don't answer the door if I'm not expecting anyone. So if you can hear that, you might as well leave. So yeah, then through this whole time, we were dealing with wealth frequency. And that has been one of, you're having a coughing attack. That has been one of the hardest things. And I think everyone deals with money. And I had gotten to the point, I mean, I guess we'll kind of transition now into like what I've realized and kind of where we're going right now then.
Okay.